It's nice to see you again, Westchester. Thank you for subscribing. Today is Thursday, May 14th, 2026, and I'm Benita Ties with the Westchester Chronicle. This Tuesday, May 19th, is the municipal primary election for registered Democrats and Republicans. Polling places open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. If you want a sneak peek at who's on your ballot, you can check out the sample ballots at chesco.org or by clicking the link down below. For those of you who may not know, there are 8 polling places here in Westchester. For residents living in Ward 1, your polling place will be the Mary Taylor House at 326 North Walnut Street. The polling place for Ward 2 East is the Westchester Community Center, formerly the Melton Center, located at 501 East Minor Street. Residents in Ward 2 West will be voting at Borough Hall at 401 East Gay Street. Ward 3's polling place is located at the Reformed Presbyterian Church at 312 West Union Street. The polling place for Ward 4 will be at our Public Works building at 205 Lacey Street. For residents in Ward 5, there is a slight change in your voting location. Previously, you would be voting in Studio A of Westchester University's Student Recreation Center, located at 275 North Campus Drive. This year, you will be in the same building, just not Studio A. Ward 6's polling place will be at the First Presbyterian Church at 130 West Minor Street. And for residents of Ward 7, you will be voting at our Westchester Library at 415 North Church Street. Are you a Westchester University student and are using your campus address to register to vote? Please reach out to your Residence Hall advisor for more information on where your polling place will be. For those of you who applied for mail-in ballots, make sure that your ballot is received by the county election office by 8 p.m. on Tuesday. Specifically, your ballot must be postmarked prior to Tuesday the 19th at 8 p.m. or it will not be counted. Speaking of that postmark date, back in December, the United States Postal Service adopted new rules regarding when that postmark gets applied to your mail and mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots will be postmarked when it is processed at a USPS facility, a change made to improve efficiency at post offices that have limited services. However, this change may increase the time before your mail is processed. After the 2024 fire at the post office on Airport Road, retail and delivery operations were moved to the southeastern S&D-C post office in Wayne. The longer travel distance may add additional time to your ballot. The USPS recommends going directly to a post office and requesting a manual postmark while you are there. So if you want to ensure that your mail-in ballot is postmarked on the day you sent it out, it may be wise to drop it off at our local post office at 101 East Gay Street. A side note about the Airport Road Post Office. The Office of Representative Christy Houlihan has announced that the Airport Road Post Office will be demolished within the next 2 months, and a new retail post office will be built in its place. We'll keep you updated on the project as it moves forward. As you may remember, 2025 marked a year of election problems in Chester County. Chester County hired the law firm Fleck, Eckert & Klein to investigate the errors, and they found that both were caused by human error. Colleen Friends, the county solicitor responsible for leaving the prothonotary race off the ballot, resigned immediately after the report. The head of voter services, Karen Barsoom, announced her resignation in March of this year and will be leaving her position after the primary election results have been certified. Understandably, citizens have many questions regarding this year's election process, so our editor Kyle Hudson sat down with County Commissioner Josh Maxwell to talk about the changes made for the 2026 election cycle.
Hi, I'm Kyle Hudson from the Westchester Chronicle, and I am here with County Commissioner Josh Maxwell. How are you?
I'm doing great, Kyle. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we all remember what happened last year with the elections. And so I want to sit down and ask you what measures have been taken to make sure that this election goes smoothly this time?
So we have developed a series of best practices in training. This really gave us the opportunity to invest heavily in the resources that we give to our staff. We have a collection of activities that requires multiple folks supervising them and checks on the back end. A lot of this we had thought was happening before, but not to the level that is required. So we reached out to every county we can talk to, and we're stealing their best ideas and implementing them in Chester County.
So are you expecting next week's election to go smoothly?
I am. No election ever goes smoothly. There's always a computer, there's always a machine that breaks, a church that loses electricity, a poll worker that doesn't show up. So there's no such thing as a perfect election. But when you have 200 precincts, but I expect things to go normally.
Now, Karen Barsom, she did resign, but it becomes effective after this election, correct? So, what are you doing how's the search going for the next voter services head? How's that going along?
It's going well. There's just been a lot of federal employees that are looking to get out of federal government or are looking for work. We've had some success. Our communications director, our deputy county administrator, both came from the federal government. They make less money, but they have easier roles. One of those is helping to reorganize our election staff. So we have some good talent, military, federal employees, USAID. So folks that are part of the talent pool that might not otherwise be. I think it's important to acknowledge, like election workers in Pennsylvania are some of the lowest paid in the country. I think we have 5 employees that make less than 40K, another few that make in the 40s. So recruiting into this space to work elections is very, very difficult. So we're looking at compensation. We're looking at just ways to make this a little bit more attractive to better talent. But we do have some good applicants for director, and we're excited about that.
And so the timeline, should we expect to have the next director before the election in the fall?
Yeah, we'll try to have some overlap with Director Barsoom, and make sure that we're downloading all of the things that she knows, and we have a leadership staff that is very prepared.
And what would you like to say to anyone who might be a little concerned about the elections going into, the spring and the fall? What would you directly like to say to those people?
I encourage you to pay attention to election and how they're run. Folks pay attention when there's a mistake, as they should. These things are pressure kegs that explode when something goes wrong. It's a domino effect. But we're a county that's well-resourced, that can go out and recruit and find good talent. So we're going to try and check every best practices box, and also make sure we have oversight from the Department of State to make sure that we get back on track. I believe we were running really good elections until last year when this mistake happened, and we need to prove that we're the county of previous years, not the county of last year.
As always, if you have questions regarding the election, registration, sample ballots, or mail-in ballots, you can find out more by going to chesco.org or by going to the Voter Services Department at the Government Services Center at 601 Westtown Road. And now, here's Josh with a special sports report.
Thanks, Benita. This is Josh Gordon with a special Westchester Chronicle sports report. If you haven't heard, there's a pretty big golf tournament going on in our neighboring Delaware County. The 2026 Professional Golf Association, or PGA, Championship is being played at Aronimink Golf Course in Newtown Square. It is one of the PGA's 4 major tournaments that are played annually. This year is the 108th playing of the PGA Championship. On Tuesday, I was lucky enough to visit Aronimink and watch the world's best golfers play practice rounds in preparation for the tournament that started this morning. It might have just been practice rounds, but it felt like a major championship already. From the moment you turned into the property, you could feel the energy building. Thousands of fans moving through the gates, volunteers everywhere, corporate hospitality tents full, and one of the most historic courses in Pennsylvania completely transformed for one of golf's biggest weeks. Aronimink looked absolutely incredible. The course conditions were as pristine as you could possibly imagine. The fairways looked perfectly manicured, the greens were smooth fast and looked like glass. Even the bunkers looked picture perfect. But as beautiful as the course looks, you can tell it's going to be extremely challenging this week. The rough is thick and punishing. The greens have subtle breaks everywhere, and many of the approach shots demand absolute precision. Watching the players during practice, you could see how much respect they have for the course. They were studying every angle, walking putts multiple times, and spending extra time around the greens. This is not a course that will give away easy birdies. You could tell right away this course is going to test every part of a player's game. On TV, you know these players are good. In person, it's different. The sound of the ball coming off the club face, the height of the shots, the way they control trajectory. It's hard to describe until you see it live. Players were working through every part of their game. Drivers on the range, short game around the practice green, putting sessions that looked almost scientific. And the crowds following the big names were massive. Every time a star walked to the tee box, people were running to get in position. Phones out, fans lining the ropes, kids trying to get autographs. It had the big event feel all day long. One of the best parts of the practice round is you get to see the personality of the players a little more. They're looser, they interact with the fans, they'll hit extra shots, they'll laugh with their caddies. Another thing that stood out was the scale of the event. The grandstands are massive. The media compound looks like a small city. The merchandise area was packed basically the entire day. And everywhere you looked, you saw people representing Philadelphia golf. Local fans really showed up. You could feel the excitement of having a major championship back in the area. The walking experience was also better than a lot of people expected. Shuttles moved well, security lines were organized, and once you got inside, it was easy to move between holes if you timed it right. Of course, the most popular spots were absolutely packed. The first tee, 18th green, and the practice areas were constantly shoulder to shoulder with fans trying to get a glimpse of the biggest names in golf. But that's part of what makes a major special. There's a different level of anticipation. Everybody knows that once Thursday starts, everything changes. The relaxed practice atmosphere disappears, and the pressure of trying to win a PGA championship takes over. After spending the day at Aronimink, one thing is very clear. This course is going to produce an incredible championship. The players are going to have to earn every shot, and for golf fans in the Philadelphia area, this week feels like a really big deal. The tournament runs today through Sunday, and I'll have a full report on how it goes in Monday's newspaper. Well, that does it for tonight's sports report. This is Josh Gordon. Until next time. Now back to you, Benita.
Thank you, Josh. Now, before we go, the Westchester Green Team's 5th annual Porchfest is back this weekend. This Saturday the 16th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., performers will be taking to porches and lawns from Darlington to Brandywine, showing you their latest tunes from as many music genres as you can imagine. The event is free and open to all ages, as the Westchester Green Team's goal for the event is to, quote, promote community building, foster connections, and celebrate the return of spring and the beginning of summer. For more information, you can go to westchesterporchfest.com. And that's all for today's episode. As always, we want to thank you for your time, and we hope to see you soon. Remember, if you want to subscribe to our weekly newspaper, click the link in the comments below. It's only $7 a month, and every penny goes directly towards supporting local news. Until next time, I'm Benita Ties with the Westchester Chronicle.